Yes. Afternoon one, afternoon all. Just gonna wait for a couple of people to come in so we can do this little review vid on these RC1 speakers. So I'm just gonna wait for a couple of people to come in. It's public. Hopefully I should see one or two so that I know it's running live. And again, big Thursday afternoon to everyone. All those who's out there, I want to say a big thanks to all those who's put the needle on the record a couple of weekends ago. Wicked session again. Big up Father Fox, big up Dog Bite, big up Mel G, who play some wicked tune. Yeah, so big up them people. I'm just waiting for somebody just to let me know that everything's all right and everything's running live. Let me just, I'll share this to a group while we're there. Big up one, as I say, big up all. It's Thursday. I'm just doing a little review here on the RC1 speaker. Let me just get rid of that. All right, big up Philip. Thank you very much for letting me know it's going live. Big up yourself. Good afternoon. Nice to see you. Long time since I've done a vid, you know, really and truthfully. So I need to get back on the sound system things again. So we can talk about equipment, we can talk about signal structure, all them things there. Big up Fred Tate in the USA, running things correctly, running things nicely. Big up Tipperley over here, doing the right thing. All the sound system owners, big up yourselves, each and everywhere. Good to see you, good to see everybody still rolling about, doing the thing. Whether you use large system, whether you use small systems, still rolling about, supporting the sound system culture. That's what we like, doing it in the right way. So today, I'm here. Big up Real Roots, man. Nice to see you there. Today, like I say, I'm here. I'm doing a review on these RC1 speakers. I was going to leave it till next week, but I'm just busy, so I'm going to do a review today. I may do a next one next week as well, but I've had time now in which to try these out in all kind of style, all kind of fashion, basically on their own, with subs in stack, blah blah. So I can give pretty much good, honest review on these speakers now. I've had them about 5 weeks, 5-6 weeks, and tried them in, as I say, in all kind of configurations. So I'm going to let you know about these, and big up John Ebley at RC1 owner, and big up Scott over there. Well done, I have to say, well done on these speakers. Right, so for those who are watching and for those who are going to watch back, I'm going to give you some information on these speakers. Big up Scotty yourself, big up you and RC1. This is going to be a word review. I'll put 2 tune in it, but more a word review so I can give people the explanations, yeah, and some reviews on how I've used them and let them know, basically, you know, give them 1 or 2 indicators. Right, so what we have here is the RC1 Dwarf speakers, as they're called. Right, they're giving them names because basically good things come in small packages, which is basically what these speakers are, most definitely are. Good things come in small packages, so can't lie. These are the RC1 Dwarf speakers. Again, I'm saying they are a 10-inch box, a 10-inch speaker. Now, I'm saying it like that because after using them and everything, I'm just shocked that a 10-inch speaker can play like so. I will let you know as I go along. We will chat about them. So what we have here is a nice wooden, proper wooden 18-inch plywood square ported top. It's a 10-inch box, and it's built, as you can hear hopefully there, it is built solidly. Big up Zach, anywhere you're there. The box is built solid, very solid indeed. There, and it has a nice piece of RC1 grill on the front, couple of ports here. It's a 10-inch with, I think, if I remember, I think it's got a 1.5 or a 2-inch top. I will verify that with you. Big up Roger, anywhere you're there. Long time we ain't linked up, you know. We've got to link up 2025, 10 years of Simple Things audio. Anyway, it's a 10-inch, and I think it's a 1.5 or a 2-inch. Scotty, you can tell me, you can verify that horn top up there for me. And the box itself weighs 24-25 kg. So it is, although solidly built, it is a one-man lift. And also, let me state, as from the beginning, it is an active box. Yeah, it is not a passive box. It's already got an amp built inside, which we'll chat about as we go along. So it's a one-man lift, really and truthfully. You know, I can lift this box and put it on a pole. Once you get used to it, you can work out, all right, yeah. I'll use my good arm that side, my weaker arm that side. You can pick up the box, put it on a pole. It's not too bad at all. So one for the youngest is easier. You know what I mean? I'm 61. I can lift the box, put it on a pole, and it's very compact. It's very compact indeed itself. Yeah, it's a nice, tightly compact box. You can put a couple in the back of your car, have space for somebody else, and go off and play. You know what I mean? It's great box, well built, very solid, no problems at all. Big up RC1, very nice unit, very nice looking unit as well, and as I said, very solidly built, and it's a 10-inch driver. So we will talk about that as we go along. Right, so let me just turn this around so you can have a look. Hopefully, have a look at the back. Right, I don't like to scratch me box, that's why I'm being careful now, you know. Right, now, I'm going to show you the back of this box. It's very simple, but I want to explain to you the back of the box. Now, how, if you can see, let me put it slightly closer. If I know you can't really see too much, but there isn't too much to see anyway. So I'll tell you what I'll do. Let me take the XLR out. Okay. Right. So what we have at the back here, John has built it, and I've talked to John, and he said to me that he's built it for fidelity as well as weight, yeah, for sound quality and fidelity. So the minimum amount of connectors going in and out of the box, the minimum amount of volume things, bits and pieces going in and out of the box, the less you use, the less you're going to take away the fidelity from the sound. Fair enough. So the way he's made it is quite simple. He's put, there's no XLR outputs, there's just one XLR input, and what we have here is a volume knob at the top. So you've got from 0 to 10, there are no markings, it's just a straight volume knob. And then underneath, which we'll talk about, is a setting which, at where it is at the, right at the bottom, cuts off at 70 hertz or 80 hertz. Put it central, will let you drop roughly to about 35, 40 hertz upwards. maybe lower, to be honest, because the way the Boxsters sound for true. And that's full range output. And then this setting here, if you turn it to 3 o'clock. Now John's built a setting inside this box, we're going to talk about that as well, where it changes the fidelity and sound of the box from a PA box into a hi-fi box. Now, a hi-fi speaker is not meant to sound like a PA speaker, and a PA speaker does not sound like a hi-fi speaker. But John's put a little touching extra in this box in which to bring that out. And after doing some tests and sitting down and listening to the box very carefully myself, he certainly has managed to get round that and make this into like a hi-fi sounding box with more volume than your ordinary hi-fi sound, but have that hi-fi fidelity. And that would, on that setting, cover quite a crowd still. Amazing what technology can do these days, you know what I mean, really and truthfully. So we'll talk about that anyway. Right, in the back of the amp, it's in the back of the box. As I said, it's an active speaker. Now, you have, it's not usual IEC connector, it's a power connector, straight in, turn, boom, in there, blue switch on, blue switch off. Orange light tells you you're on, orange light tells you you're off, right? So, done and dusty. Quite simple, quite nice, yeah? Now, in the back of the box, as I said, it's an active speaker, so obviously there's an amplifier in there. Now, RC1 and John, for years and years, them man are just pure Crest users, Crest amps. So those who know, yeah, the proper heavyweight amps, yeah, and with the raw sound. And that's how RC1 and John like to run. There's that raw, tough, rugged bass. Yeah, that raw bass. There's plenty power, plenty strength. So what he's done, instead of like a lot of the active speakers that are out there, which have class D amps in the back, making it lighter to carry and blah blah blah, John's put a class AB, I'm pretty sure it's an AB amp in the back of this speaker, which is different to the other active speakers, therefore they got big fans, blah 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 blah. John's put an AB amp in here, which is like the old school Crest amps, heavier than the class D amps, which makes this box slightly heavier than your other active speakers. Not much, but slightly heavier with that class AB amp in the back. That's why it's got a bigger plate. That's why it does heat up. The box does heat up, but because of the way John has designed the inside and what he's put on the inside with the heatsink, I'm letting people know who are actually interested in purchasing the box. Yeah, he's put a heatsink in there. He's designed it inside so that when this heats up, you don't have to worry, because it is actually designed to take that temperature, just like the old school Crown amps, just like the old school Crest amps, and I even remember some of the old school QSC amps, the RMX amps, that you'd play them and they get hot, and you used to be able to fry egg on them amps, yeah, for true, yeah, but they would play solid and you wouldn't get any problems, even though they was hot like so. Big up Virgo, nice to see you. Big up Narinda and Paul G, anyway you go. Right, so the box, when I've taken it out and everything, end of the night, 6-8 hour session, yeah, it's got hot. It's got hot, and at first it did worry me, but then I investigated, and then I chatted to certain people, and I chatted to the people who make the box and everything, yeah, and those who know actually know, you know, there's nothing for me to worry about there. So that put my mind at ease, and that's nice and wicked, right? Big up Alvin. Anyway you're there, you and your big sound, nice to see you there, yeah? Lord Ambassador, anywhere them there. So that's the amp in the back of here. Class AB, which puts on a bit more weight, but I can tell you now, also with that amp, seems to change the fidelity and of the sound that actually comes out of the speaker. Yeah, which I'm gonna play you 1-2 tune before I finish the video and everything, but it does actually sound crisp and sweet. Yeah, the way John's built it, what he has built it for basically, and I'm going to turn it round again and give you the technical details. He's built it so, and for once, yeah, because RC1, their system does play loud, but John has built this box as not a loud, it's not built as a screamy box. It's not built as a loud playing PA box. Yeah, he's got a next box above that, which is a 12-inch to do that work. This can do that work to a certain amount of people. It's not going to cover like 1,000 people. Them two ain't going to cover 1,000 people. But I've taken it out, taken two out in a pub on their own a couple of times, yeah, and played it to a decent sized crowd, and they've handled it with ease, with bassline. This is something else we're going to talk about in this box as well. So for me personally, and like I said, it's a 10-inch box, you know, I'm just really surprised at what this can do. So we're going to turn it round. I'll give you some specs and then we'll play 2 tunes and what have you. So I'll turn it round again. Like I say, I don't want to scratch the box, so let me make sure we turn it round proper and everything. Big up all those who's watching. Thank you very much for taking some quick time out of your lives. As I said, 2025, we're back. It's 10 years this year, so Simple Things Audio, we're going to make sure we run things correctly. Now, it's a 10-inch box, as I said, and it is, like I said, John didn't build it to be a screamy, loud box. It's actually built to play nice and comfortable. So it's a 400 RMS and 800 watt peak is what this runs at. So all them man who love big number and everything, yeah, this won't hit your numbers, but this will for certain hit your clarity and your depth without a doubt. Now, as I said earlier, John's built this in with his settings in the back. Also in the settings, RC1 have built this levelers unit, which basically protects the amp, protects the speaker, but in a certain way. So instead of like switching off or pulling back hard, what the actual levelers unit inside this does is draw back the bass line if you're pushing it too hard, but still leave the fidelity of the mid and top to push. And then once you withdraw that signal, then the bass line will be slowly pushed back into the output. as it was supposed to play. So it's a very clever little unit that he's built in here with the levelers and with the PA and hi-fi pieces and everything. You know, he's put a lot of time and effort and work into the box itself. So, you know, at $1.50 and a piece per box, you know, and John's not looking at RC1 on the same level as, let's say, EV or them kind of companies. He's looking at it above that. So $1.50 and a piece a box. But like PowerSoft, what is inside makes a lot of difference. You see what I'm saying? What is inside makes a lot of difference. I'm not even sure about the driver. I think the driver might even be one of John's own drivers, so the whole thing could be a RC1 top to bottom, basically. So therefore, you know, people say, oh, that much money for a box and rare. What you have to understand, yeah, is what is inside, how much work, effort and money you're paying out to build that box as what you're going to charge your customers for the box, you know what I mean? So, you know, it is what it is anyway. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to quickly, while I've got some time, I'm going to push you to tune so that you can hear a little quality from this box. So if you give me a second and just let me sign in, you see, digital technology, if I had a vinyl deck, I could set it up. Right, okay, I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. Right, let me plug this in. As I said, XLR input, no XLR connectors for the outputs or nothing like that. And two simple volume controls, which when you buy the actual speaker itself, you know, it will come with the handbook and tell you all you need to know. So, as I said, if you're interested in getting any one of these, just contact me. You know what I mean? And I'll link you, or contact John, and then they'll link you, they'll chat to you. For me, personally, and like I said, I've used these as full range, and I've used them with subs under as well. I've used them as monitors, and I've also sat at home and tried them with the hi-fi setting. Now, on what I haven't described, one other thing I haven't described is on the hi-fi setting, when you set it at 3 o'clock, that is the full range hi-fi setting, yeah? So you can now play this speaker deeper than what you would on the PA setting. So basically it will drop even deeper down to 25 or 28, something 28 hertz, all the way up to 20 hertz, maybe a little more. Big up Droopy whenever you're there, and big up Yaba, thank you very much, yeah? So, there's a couple of other settings on the back which I should have showed you before I turned it round, but it's the second knob. If you set that at 1 o'clock, now John's done a lot of work in the back of this box, yeah? If you set that knob there at 1 o'clock, basically, it then withdraws some of the bass and plays more like a philharmonic speaker. So it concentrates more on the mid-range and the high range and withdraws the B-line area, so it plays more better for, let's say, an orchestra or in a church or something like so. You just bang it on that setting and just leave it. And then it's got one other setting on the back, which if you play it, I think it's 5 o'clock, 4 or 5 o'clock. You turn your knob to that and you play whatever into that. What that does, and I really don't know why John has done this, yeah, but what that does is that adds extra B-line, it gives you extra depth. Now, to be honest, this speaker drops low as it is, but John's put this extra setting to give you extra depth for that, and I don't know why, because it really don't need it. It shocked me. It just shocks me how this 10-inch speaker can play bass line like that at high volume. I'm going to play you at low, you know, pretty low volume, but at high volume. I was surprised. So I'm just going to play you 2 tunes. Let me see, let me make sure everything's set. Yeah. I'm going to play you 2 tunes, one reggae and one soul. Yeah, so you can hear the fidelity of this speaker, and you can do 2 if you like. Oops, right, let's do this correctly. Right, okay. Well, I'm going to control it with the preamp and send you bits and pieces so you can hear it. Right, that's the tops. That's just the tops. And the high mid there, producing it nicely. It's a bongo tune, so it's producing it nicely. Right, a bit of low mid and kick, yeah? Now that's playing down to about, I would say, 75 to 80 hertz. And that's what that's doing there. Now listen out for this, if you can hear it. Right, and this is a 10-inch speaker. And that's not the nasty boxes, that's just the 10-inch box that's playing that. And it's got headroom to play it louder as well, and can handle it. The box shocked me, trust me. And like I said, I've taken it out, so I know that that can handle that B-liner loud. And it's shocking, it really, really is shocking. If you're a sound man, you would hear that, you would understand. It really can take that B-line. The way he's built that, it produces it excellent. The levelers hasn't kicked in, so I can handle it as you can hear it. And that's one box, that's not 2, that's 1. Right. Let me play a soul tune quickly. Some vocal, yeah? Here, how the box reproduces. Big up Flesh. Flex. See, the horn is playing nice. Trust me, it reproduces them frequencies nice. What you put in will come out nicely. It will come out nicely, trust me. Put a little bit of bass inside.
Have my share of broken hearted. Had loved it before it started. I know the stars never lie.
See, that's how we want it. Speaker play tough. Speaker play tough for true.
So what you gonna do? All the time you're wasting trying to figure this thing out. Open up and let love in, that's what it's all about. You keep me guessing while you're missing what I've got. Walk with me, talk with me, together we can work it out.
This one I enjoy playing so I can hear the top and the mid reproduce. And that's what happened. That's what I want to hear. That's what I want to hear. Yeah, the speaker reproduce it. When it's at high volume, reproduce it clean. That's what I want to hear. That's what I want to hear. For true. Big up all the sound man, you know, we deal with quality before quantity. Simple things all there. And like I said, it's got a bass line that will shake you even from that box, and it dropped low. True, and can push. It hasn't got a huge amount of coverage if you're out and things. It hasn't got a huge amount of coverage. It's got a good amount of coverage, not a huge amount of coverage. Does the job very well. There you go. The RC1 Dwarf 10-inch solid box. £1.5 and a bit more per box, but with what's inside and the way it's designed and everything, all those who know, you've got other companies, Function One, Martin Audio, Nexo, all them big companies, Danley, whole heap of them that charge huge money for boxes. And why? Because they put the time and the effort and the decent components into what they're doing. And that's why, some of the bigger companies will always charge you more than what, other companies do. Companies such as, let's just say, Yamaha, my speakers, and QSC, yeah, and RCF, and in that bracket of speakers, yeah, nothing wrong with them speakers, trust me, yeah, some of them are absolutely lovely sounding boxes, yeah, but they're in that certain money bracket of speakers, yeah, so you can look and say, okay, but then you've got the next step up over that, and then even the next step up over that, when you're talking about PA sound, concert sound, even sound system sound. Some of them boxes some of them amplifiers, yeah, are serious money. Serious money. Some of the companies, D&B Technique, amplifiers, FFA, Power, so, you know, the list goes on. And some of them are serious money. But it all depends on the individual. You understand? All depends on what you want and where your money limit will take you. So, therefore, you know, I've had people say to me, I've had discussions, I'm not going to hide this, right? You know, since I've had these speakers from December, okay? And I've taken them out left, right, centre, you know, tried different things, blah, blah, blah. Now, I've had discussions with people after coming and saying to me, boy, them box are wicked, mate, rare, tear. Okay? And then people ask me what they are and blah, blah, and I'll give them the information and then I'll hit them with a price. And I've had people say to me, boy, rare, tear. And they'll pull that screw face thing. And I'll just stand there and I'll smile. They'll pull that screw face thing. But on the flip side of that, when if you know about sound, okay, yeah, whether it's hi-fi or whether it's PA or whether it's reggae sound system, yeah, you know something you pay for what you get, yeah. There are man in the hi-fi world, right, who will go easily and pay 3-4 grand for a pair of hi-fi speakers and 2 grand for a hi-fi amp, yeah, and feel no way about it, yeah. So, like I said, it all depends on the individual, and it all depends on what you're buying. But make sure if you're going to spend good money, Auntie, make sure you're getting a good something. Don't get down and spend good money and then get rip off. So, you know, sit down, do your homework before you spend your money. Me personally, right, I would, right, and this is coming from me, and I've tried different things over the years and everything. I would, right, push these to anybody. Whether you want to play these just at home, which I think they would be, you know, for me personally, lovely home sounding speaker. You keep it down or turn it up, whatever, wherever you are, yeah. But I think they can do more than just at home. So I wouldn't buy them for just home speaker at home, me personally, yeah. But then you got hi-fi man who would put this in a corner in their house, and they're going to be totally happy with the quality sound and house coverage and blah 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 that comes out of this unit. It would well be worth the money for it in your house. You know, if you're a hi-fi audiophile kind of person, yeah. If you're a PA person and you do, let's say, right, and this goes out to them man who do a lot of drum and bass events, or you do a lot of them heavyweight events where you've got, like, you know, you're underground and rare tear, and you've got like 2,000 people in front of you, and then, you know, there's a lot of them events on about now, okay? Now, 2 of these or 3 of these isn't gonna cover that kind of crowd, let's be honest. But when you have your main speakers covering them crowd there, you see these as monitors for DJs and things? Excellent. You, as a monitor, you will never go wrong with them. As a monitor for sound quality, for volume, for depth. As a DJ, you would be so happy to have one of these as a monitor, okay? Trust me, boom, top notch with that, as coverage for events, now you would have to watch obviously what size hall, or you know how the venue is run and everything. The smaller pubs, two of these, you're not going to have a problem. Really, if you wanted to take some subs, you're not going to have a problem at all. Yeah, but if you just put two of them on their own in a decent sized pub, it could handle it. With, you know, we're not talking about 500 people or nothing like that. Let's say you've got 100 people, you know, put one in one corner, one in another corner, blah, blah, blah. And, as I said, these can drop very low baseline. So they would be covering that from top to bottom, yeah, for about 100 people, 80, 100 people, without any issues at all. Yeah, so it would be just like them plug in and play DJ like it, you know what I mean? Let me take my controller, let me take my laptop, boom, left and right, plug one into one into the other, you're going through it. Yeah, and run your signal structure correct, you're going through it. That's the end of the story. Wicked for that, for the smaller things. For the bigger things, with, you know, more than 250 and you've got subs there, I would personally, I found that I had to add extra speaker, because the speakers, although like solid and everything, like I said, John hasn't built them to play loud, okay? They play up to a certain decibels. I'm not even sure what the decibels is. I know the Yamahas I have, yeah, play louder than these, yeah, and I've tested the Yamahas are my #1 speakers from years. That's what I test out everything in and that. But now the Yamahas do have competition, because in all honesty, with these, once you tune the top end from flat, I found, and I'm going to say this, I found that from flat, the Yamahas in the high section from flat do sound a bit crisper than these boxes. But in saying that, it's because, one, John hadn't built it in a certain, because of how he's built it up there, is for the loudest, so you don't actually get any feedback. So you have to, for me personally, if you're like some of them, you know, roots reggae man, or even some of them soul man, and you like to hear tss, 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 right at the top end, yeah, you have to tune this slightly. It's not even a whole heap of tuning, just a little piece on your EQ, and then this will, once you tune that, this will now reproduce that as good as my Yamaha DXR, yeah, and then from there you go and click. I've done some extensive tests on these boxes and compared them with the Yamaha. Bottom end Yamaha got blown away, no ifs, no buts. I haven't heard, this box will blow away a load of 10-inch tops. It will blow away a load of 15-inch tops for bass and mid and claret. It will blow them away, but it is not built to be a competition box. It is so small and compact. It's just a lovely box, And big up RC1, big up John and Scotty, absolutely well done on that one, for true. And like I said, those who know, if you're talking Mr. Trendsetter, a man who's been around for years, big up yourself each and every time. And as I was saying, if you know about sound system, like we've been there for years, certain things now cost a whole heap more than what they did back in the day, yeah? But just like them man back in the day, yeah, when there was certain amps available, you still had to pay more money than what your average man was doing buying an orange amp. but you would be prepared to pay that money, you know. So if, you know, some people say, oh no, it's not worth that. It depends on what you do. You know what I mean? It depends on what you do and where you want to go with and blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? I'm very, very happy that I've got a pet. Yeah, I can absolutely say that, because I can now, yeah, I've got different configurations to take this out, and different sets, 3 subs, blah, 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 you know, and put these and blah, 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 different ways. But it's not just to show off the speakers, right? What it is, for me personally, is the quality of these boxes deserves going out to be heard. The quality of these boxes is lovely. The build, the sound, that the amp gets hot live. Yeah, I can handle that, just like the crests and the crowns. Yeah, so it's built same way. The heatsink there, same way. So in the back of the box is built to deal with things just like it was in the old school day. Yeah, and the actual DSP settings that John's got in the back of the box, top notch, top notch. As I said, I haven't, and I wasn't going to go on this long, but I've yapped, yeah. But it's not like I got the box and I've had it a week and I played it in my house where they come out with me a few times. Yeah, they've done birthday batches, they've done a couple of my events, they've done a couple of smaller events. I took one out for a little thing on its own for someone, yeah, and it handled it sweetly. There was only 30 people there, yeah, but in the corner we produced and they wanted some beeline in a couple of their tunes. So wicked. I can say, as I said, John didn't build it to be a screamy box, which is lovely, so therefore he concentrated on the fidelity, yeah, which for me is what I was after, yeah. And so this box will play at good volume all the way down to 20 hertz or 23 hertz without a problem and shock you. That's all I can say. That's all I can say. I haven't heard a 10-inch Dwarf that can play like that. I'm still yet to hear one. You know what I mean? I haven't heard every box in the world, so somebody's going to tell me blah, blah, this, blah, blah, that. But you know what? I have not heard a driver. That's what makes me think that this might be his own build of driver. I haven't heard a 10-inch driver that will sound like that, or a 12-inch driver that will sound like that in depth. So big up John and big up RC1. Well done. Lovely box, the RC1 Dwarf speaker. If you get a chance, watch back the video, tell your family, tell your friends. John and Scotty at RC1 at the moment are putting on some deals on pairs and everything. So, you know, if you order a couple, you might be able to get a good deal. They're £1.5, between £1.5, £1.8 per box. Yeah, but if you go to them, they might sort you out a good deal at the moment. And trust me, you will be as a sound person, or as an audiophile person, or as a hi-fi person, you will not be disappointed. You may sit down after and say, boy, I spent that money, I could have done this, I could have done that, right? But trust me, within a day, all them feelings are gone, man. All them feelings are gone, yeah? So, Father Chalky, Simple Things Audio, bless up one and all. Thank you very much for taking time out of your lives. I'm going to get back to things in 2025 and we'll come back again. But big up John, big up Scotty, big up RC1, the whole team, yeah? Wicked piece of box. Wicked piece of box. That's all I can say, yeah? Later, as they say, will be greater.